Kombaru. Let's try that again, people. All right, there we go. Now it's working. Welcome to Fubaruba channel. I am your host, Baloo. And it is time for a bit of a short stream. I'm not gonna go super long. I'm gonna end the stream at about the same time that I usually do, but we're gonna do at least a little bit while we got the time. Come on, game, why ain't you popping up? There we go. Hold on, let me see if I can reload the game now that it's actually up, just so that I feel like I haven't actually shown you guys what the title screen looks like when the game initially boots. It just kind of fades in like that. It's not anything impressive. I just feel like for completeness sake, I should show it off at least once. Okay. Oh, that's weird. The screen on my YouTube studio panel is still frozen on it's still frozen on before I even went to like this screen. Like it's still frozen on the loading screen. But I mean, you guys are responding to the things I'm saying, so I'm assuming you guys are actually seeing me and the game running now. I'm assuming that it only looks frozen in that window for some reason. So yes, okay, good to know. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, so we just lost Paladin Porum. We were told by Kane, who's working with the bad guys, that he wants us to gather up the remaining crystals and exchange them for Rosa, trying to blackmail us basically. But we're not gonna worry about that right now. I'm just gonna worry about trying to make our 3 old men and 1 young man. Cecil's still an adult, but he's definitely supposed to be like younger than the other 3 that we got right now. But I'm gonna try to get our 3 old men and 1 young man ready for the coming adventure. Ah. Theodore, your tail is ruining things. Stop doing that. Okay. Should probably see what everyone's got equipped. Vessel. Densetsu no Tsurugi. Legendary Tsurugi, whatever Tsurugi mean. Is that the name of like some kind of famous sword in Japan? Ikari no Tate, Ikari no Kabuto, Naito no Yoroi, and Ganeto. Or Gantore. That's what it says. Why did that move so slow? Oh, Jesus, yes. Sid don't got very much of anything. And then Young doesn't have much, but that's how he's supposed to be because he's a monk, and monks are weird in Final Fantasy. I don't know if monks are weird like that in Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm assuming they probably are since the older Final Fantasies take so much from Dungeons and Dragons. Yashino Ze Sankaku Boshi Pointy Triangle Hat. Daichi no Koromo? And Gin no Ude wa. So we should probably get Cid outfitted up. Shujin no Fuku. Shujin means... I'm not sure what that means. I know Goshujin, but that means like master. I don't think that's what the Shujin means. A winning smile. Ah, he looks like a fucking Muppet, and I love that. Yeah, hello, Eightfold, how are you? Also, I didn't say hello to Bismuth, and I didn't say hello to Onyx. Hello, both of you. And he's holding it in his right hand, and he is right-handed, so that's good. Does it say Yoki? Okay, so yeah, he's either-handed. Ambidextrous, I guess. So let's see if there are things that we can buy for Cid here in this town. Let's start with you. Are there weapons we can buy for him? I don't think there are. But there might be armor that he can have. He likes pussy and dick. That's what being bisexual should mean, maybe. Or that's what ambidextrous should mean. I'm fucking stupid. That is what bisexual means. I'm gonna kill myself. Anyway. Gin no Ude wa, he cannot equip silver ring. But these two pieces of equipment that I'm pretty sure are mostly for Yang, he can equip those, so that's pretty neat. Let's grab them. Cid's sprite looks like an old man cosplaying Mega Man. I know, it's so good. Cid is so great. I love him. He's so wonderful. Final Fantasy, like, okay, don't get me wrong. I do love the Cid from Final Fantasy VII. I love a lot of the Cids. A lot of the Cids are really good. I do love the Cid from Final Fantasy VII. Like I do love the Cid from Final Fantasy VII. He was definitely like a big sexual awakening for me. But the Cid from this game, like, just fucking look at him. Like, majestic. I think Onyx was referencing the dual wielding occasional slang in Japan for being bisexual, which, like, close enough, not gonna lie. Yeah, yeah, he probably was. Actually, hold on, because it showed that everyone is able to wear the Kenpo-gi. Like, I want to see what it... Okay, never mind. For him, it's not very good. What about for Keda? It does make his defense a lot better, but it makes his magic slightly worse. But it might still be good to give it to him just to keep him alive a little bit easier, since he is very squishy. The little gremlin man is Sid. The one who looks like Wario's mechanic uncle. Yeah, that is the Sid in this game. What about Sid Rain? Which one is Sid Rain's the one from 13? If I remember correctly, 13 has 2 Sids and both of them sucked. It's really bad when you have 2 chances at making a Sid and both of them fucking suck. Yeah, he's from 13. Yeah, I remember him. I remember being so very underwhelmed. The one that weirdly looks like Noctis. Damn, okay, so this is just like fully an upgrade. Okay, cool. Do we have anything that can go on your wrist? No, we don't. Let's sell that. He wasn't holding anything on his head. Are both of them wearing the silver ring? In the Udewa, and he's not. I'll buy one of those. One that weirdly looks like. Imagine if FF17 was woke. Sid is now Sydney. Congrats on our translation. Cloud is Cloud. Aerith is Aerith. I think isn't 15 has, they don't have a girl Sid. They do still have an old man named Sid, but he has like a granddaughter. Is it like his granddaughter or his daughter who's named Sydney or something like that? I haven't actually played 15. I haven't played 15 or 16 or either of the MMOs. Those are the only mainline Final Fantasies that I have no experience with. Sydney is a thing in FF15. Yeah. Oh, shit. No, I need to buy the ring. Cindy, actually. Ah, okay. Yeah. I personally, I think Sydney would have been a better name, because then it would have literally just been Sid, but like a girl's name. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah. And then I think for Yang, yeah. The weapons don't make him stronger, they just make his attacks elemented. So I think if we get nunchucks, those will actually make him stronger. You have nunchucks? You do not have nunchucks. You just have the claws. Let's stay at the inn. Well, at least we have Sid Slay in all the other games. We do have, in all of them, except technically in Final Fantasy 1, Sid was not a thing. they retroactively made him a thing via the ports and remasters and stuff. They added in a character named Sid, but the original release of Final Fantasy 1 did not have a character named Sid. It's very ironic that in the West, a lot of people really don't like Final Fantasy 2, like the actual Final Fantasy 2, because most of the things that people tend to associate with Final Fantasy actually started in Final Fantasy 2. Okay, what is he equipped with right now? A hammer. Okay. FF12 is so messed up. I was like, was Sid an airship on that? FF12 did have a Sid. He was okay. I didn't love him. Oh my god. Fine. If that's what we must do, then go all the way into that corner. Yeah, hold. How many? Did I use up? Oh yeah, that was the ethers. Shit. This is one of the older Final Fantasies, so you can't buy ethers in this one. Obito no Pan. Move this. I guess for now we'll move all this stuff up. Yeah. I have no... Sid and that can get it. I have no context for him, though. This is messed up, Baloo. My brain is getting activated. This music sounds like it was 64. It does not. What the fuck are you talking about? Actually, hold on. Now that I know that you can do this, this is so powerful. Somehow I've beaten this game multiple times and only learned that you can do this now. I think that'll be good for me. Otome no kisu. There it is. Roku kishi. In no hari. And Mekusuri. There. And let's go. Okay. It's the shop theme, which is fucked up because that game has no shops. It's true, that game is so bizarre. I'm fascinated by it, but it is so bizarre. Okay, now that we got the airship, we can actually go back to Mist. Remember the town we destroyed? Let's see how they're doing. You know, all things considered, it's looking pretty not destroyed. I'm pretty proud of them in that regard. And in... Okaji de... Hold on. Onna kodomo ya. That's a weird way of saying that. Because, like, onna means woman or female, and then kodomo means child. But usually if they're saying, like, a girl, they don't say onna kodomo, they say onna no ko. Like, onna, and then the particle that denotes, like, belonging to the noun that came before, so, like, no, as in, like, female, and then ko, which is just the beginning of kodomo, but it's, like, a shortened version of that word, so it's like onna no ko, and that means girl. I've never seen them just take the word onna and then kodomo and then just smash them together like that. Maybe it's not actually saying that. Maybe it's... Maybe it's saying, like, woman and a child, but then there's no... Usually you would have, like, a to particle between the two. Anyway, I don't know what they're trying to tell me, but they said something. Ashida. So kanshi ga yobidasu. Genju wa parent and child. That's one of my favorite dishes. I love oyako. It's delicious. Ah. Oyakodon, for those who don't know, is a Japanese rice dish that involves chicken and egg. Oya means parent and ko means child. So we can buy a whip and a knife. The knife is called Dancing Dagger. Danshingu Daga. That's nice. And then, Muchi? Is that like the Japanese word for whip or something? We're probably supposed to come here later with when we get Rydia back. Because Rydia is the only character who I remember using a whip. Ever. When I played this game. We have nowhere that sells it here, TB8. Yeah, I had it when I visited Japan, and I was like, "Fuck, this is good." And then, I mean, I haven't had the real thing since coming back, but I've definitely made like my own jank version of it from time to time. Shijin no Fuku. It's only 70 gil, so it can't possibly be that good. So I'm not gonna buy it. Oh my god. The twins are stimming together. There doesn't appear to be any sort of... Oh. I did not actually know about this. Ruby no Yubi wa ruby ring. Fuku, clothes. And Kino Kamikazari? Kami can mean hair, so maybe it's like golden hairpin. It's something you can wear on your head, so yeah, it's probably a golden hairpin. I really do need to work on my commissions and projects, but holiday family obligation visit time. Yay. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I think hairpin can only be equipped by the ladies. Let's check though. I think he's had a ruby ring before, right? Yeah. Good for magic. But we need Cecil to be a tank. Can he equip it? I don't know how useful it'll be for him, but it's something to put on him for a bit. And can he wear the golden hairpin? Nope. Can he wear the golden hairpin? Nope. Can he wear the golden hairpin? Nope. Yeah, that's so. At least I managed to woke up to catch this. Yay! Luckily, so did I. I overslept. But let's not worry about that for now. There's no one else in here, I guess. Is there something back here? Nope. Can I rob you? Nope. Well, I guess I technically did. Which is ironic considering your character has luscious paladin hair. It's very true. It is very ironic that he cannot have a hairpin, because he definitely has enough hair that he could use one. Can't interact with this water. Out of my way. Out of my way. Found something. Bomu no... I found a bomb fragment. I wonder how that got I get over to that grassy knoll? If I go this way. Ah! I got another bomb fragment. I wonder how that one got there. I wonder who did something. Someone did something around here, I guess. I wonder who it might have been. Okay. I've never actually revisited this cave. Can we go in here? There are other ways we can insert the gold. Gold is pretty good at conducting electricity, I think. I don't know how true that is. Yeah, we can still fight these fuckers. It's still just the same weak-ass motherfuckers that were already here, but... I didn't know you could revisit this place. Well, I guess I technically knew, I just never actually bothered. But I guess there wouldn't be any reason why you couldn't. Gold is actually really good, but its melting point is too low and it's too valuable, I think. Yeah, I remember, like, gold is not very durable in terms of, like, solidity. From what I understand, it's like, it's really easy to melt. And so it doesn't hold up very well for a lot of things. Okay, since we got the airship, we're just gonna kind of look around. Na, 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 na. Look, there's the sand speeder. At some point, we're gonna get an airship that has like a little claw on the bottom, so we can pick up the air speeder and move around. But we don't have that now. I do like how the shadow that the airship casts moves when we're over mountains to try and like make the world map seem more like 3D. It's like a cute little effect. Something Hoseki no Kuni. I do, yeah. Her gold arm thingies. I need to read the manga for that at some point. At least my fucked up memory is good sometimes. Same, girl. You're slightly joking, but also TBH, that's likely why they use gold, and also the whole thing of fixing broken pottery with gold. Yeah! Hello, RPG Guru, how are you? It's been a while. Let's see. Where can we go? There's a little island down here. Let's go to the island down here. What's in this island? Yeah, they won't make a season 2 of it ever, it seems. Yeah, I know, it really sucks. Thanks, Beastars. It makes me really sad that we're... I want more Hoseki no Kuni anime. Kimi wa ningen da ne. Didn't understand a thing you said after calling me a human, which, yes. Don't worry, Beastar Season 3 is so bad the furries don't even like it. Oh, good. How are you, big bro? I'm doing good. How are you? I forgot this place existed. No. You're a pig. Yep, that season 3 ending felt rushed. That doesn't make it better. Well, hopefully it'll discourage them from making more B-stars and they'll actually make a second season of Hoseki no Kuni. Can't interact with that. Mithril knife. Yo, we got a mithril knife. Can anyone equip it, and is it good? I really am over Japanese media trying to tell me humans are bad. I did not get tired of Nier. I like Nier. What are you talking about? I survived my shift at work, just got home and came in. Nice! I hope that you are having a nice restful day. You cannot equip the mithril knife. You cannot equip the mithril knife. You cannot equip the mithril knife. Apparently you can equip bow and arrow. I didn't know that Cid could equip that. You equip the mithril knife? It is not better than your sword. Baloo, after a full week of Nier non-stop and Yoko Taro fetishes, I think I am good. There is no such thing as being good. You're never done with Nier or any of Yoko Taro's work. You will come back to it. It's a requirement. This isn't up for debate. Okay. We'll do the items later. Let's see what they got in terms of weapons. A lot of mithril stuff. It's very expensive. Oh my. And guess what? I read everything. We're broke. It's so over. I did definitely spend a lot of money on items, but it's okay because we're just gonna level grind a little bit for this stream. So it'll be okay. Which one? Well, I already got a mithril knife, so I'm not gonna bother getting that. Let's go with these two first. And then we'll work on getting the money for we'll work on getting the money for Cid's. Yes. We'll also sell the food because that's not really useful. $413. That's home suck numbers. I almost said home star numbers. That's not anything. Got time and have money. It's such a niche. Wait, what? What's a niche reference? You don't mean Homestar or Homes. I'm gonna kill myself. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, everything's so expensive. Alright, well, first, we need to work on getting the money for Sid's weapon. Homestuck. Homestuck isn't that niche of a reference. Are we able to bring up a world map? I can't remember. I think so. Yeah, okay. Let's do... would this be a good place to level grind, maybe? Been so long since I played the SNES FF4. I'm so used to FF4 PSP. You gotta use a spell for the map. See how much money we got. Oh no! They back attacked us. We gotta switch spots. Don't beat up Sid. Stop it. Stop beating up the weak old men. Where is it? Where is it? FIGA. Quality of life in the PSP is just so good. I have never played the PSP version of it because I never actually owned a PSP. Okay, maybe FIGA is a bit overkill. Maybe we should stick with Fyra. This is his ability to analyze things, which isn't super useful to us since most of it is going to be in Japanese, and I'm not able to read Japanese that fast. Hello, Misharu, how are you? Ida. I know it'll heal those one things, but that's okay. We can take care of them afterward. Okay, today's been kind of meh, but I'm sorry that it's only been okay. Hopefully it gets better soon. Isn't this the song that you said made you think of Kingdom Hearts, Legna? Because that is one that I agree with. It does sound pretty Kingdom Heartsy. Ida. Yeah. What was the one of the Mage Town? But this one also does. That checks out. because it's like this one and the Mage Town one, they both have like the kind of music that you would hear in like a kind of goofy location in like a Kingdom Hearts game, or like in a goofy cutscene, like a cutscene with bespoke music separate from the music that typically plays in the area. I forget, Big Bro, do you play SMT Persona at all? Yes, I do. I haven't streamed any of them, I don't think, but I do play them. I also still need to finish Metaphor ReFantasio. I started that one, and it was really good, but I did not finish it, unfortunately, because I got distracted by a bunch of other things. Mostly Fantasian and Clair Obscur. But I really should go back and finish Metaphor. Did you sleep well, by the way? I must have, because I overslept. A friend of mine have been playing SMT 1 and 2 on Twitch. We just finished 2. Based! I still need to play SMT 1 and 2. I want to play like the classics. I want to play the original Megami Tensei 1 and 2, like before it was Shin Megami Tensei. Next week we're gonna start Digital Devil Saga. I really want to play Digital Devil Saga. I have not played that one, but like I remember seeing like the PS2 covers of it in stores and being like, this looks so cool. Honestly, SMT 1 and 2 are not, I'm not even sure I'd recommend it. They're kind of antiquated slug. See, the thing is, I'm cool with that. Like, I grew up with games like this, so to me, games having a lot of like old-fashioned design choices doesn't bother me all that much. Also, I started playing the original Wizardry on the Switch, and like it's complicated and I had to learn a lot of things to play it, but I didn't hate it. I was still having fun. Let's just say my friend and I both expressed being glad with being done with SMT2. I recommend playing the first Megami Tensei Persona. That is not the first one. Big fans of the early game. Baloo, the baby is possessed again. Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm sorry that your neighbor's baby is a screaming hellspawn. How much do we have? 3,000? Okay, we're actually making pretty decent money here. But what I was going to say was, in SMT5 Vengeance, there's a new boss fight with Beelzebub, and the music for it is another example of this. Sounds like it belongs in another game. To me, it sounds very much like classic Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, interesting. I beat the original version of SMT5. I haven't got Vengeance yet. I think I might get it, but I'm not sure if I'll get it. Unlike a lot of other people, I actually already enjoyed SMT5. I didn't like it as much as I like 4. I think 4 is still my favorite of the SMT games that I've played. But I still liked 5. I just didn't think it was as good as 4. In Vengeance, Beelzebub replaces the boss battle with Bazaki for the key in the canon of Vengeance story. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize they made those kinds of changes. I thought it was just like adding stuff. Thank God it's just me because I heard it howling like it was being boiled alive, and then I was told, don't worry, just ignore it. I will never have a baby. I like children when they're convenient, which is to say I do not like children. Yeah. The best part of every Final Fantasy being poor? No, it's not. Vengeance is an entirely different story route. It deviates from the original 5 story very quickly. Well, I'm glad I learned that because I was wondering if I should like get rid of if I should try selling my copy of 5 if I get Vengeance. But now that I know that they're like actually kind of different games, I'll just keep both. Oh, it also contains the original? Oh, so it's like, do you get to choose which route you want to take when you play it? Yes. At the start of the game, you pick which you want to play. They're called the Canon of Creation, Original, 5 Story, and Canon of Vengeance. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, Eightfold. Anytime that I've heard the kids screaming on voice call with Onyx, it has always scared the ever living shit out of me. It sounds like a demon. Canon of Creation, I believe, has extra stuff not in the original SMT5. Good to know. Good to know. I will. Obviously, I'll look into it a bit more, but if that's the case, then maybe I will go ahead and get rid of my copy of it. Well, I don't know. I probably won't get very much money for it anyway, so I might as well keep it. My cat, does that I'm used to? No, you don't understand. You do not understand. Like, literally, if I only heard that kid screaming like that once and then we never heard it again, I would have been convinced that we had, like, witnessed a murder. Like, it was horrifying. But it just keeps doing it, so it's obviously not dying. Just fucking terrifying. Also, Canon of Vengeance overall is harder. It's designed to be a harder experience, just baseline. Oh, okay. Is it like the Grudge screaming Luma? It sounds like it is being killed every time. And I'm pretty sure you can only kill a baby once. So I don't know how it's doing it. Okay. Who's your favorite character so far? I saw that earlier and I wanted to are you referring to in this game? Like in Final Fantasy IV, who's my favorite character in Final Fantasy IV so far? Because as someone who has beaten Final Fantasy IV before, it's hard for me to say I think if I had to pick an absolute favorite, it would probably be Rydia. I really like Rydia. I am very protective of Rydia. She is my precious daughter. I do also like Palom and Porom, kind of have the same kind of feeling about them, that I'm just like, no, these are my babies. But like, really, I love all of them. Even Tella, like, yeah, Tella has like big racist grandpa energy. I'm not denying that. Everyone is correct for saying that, but I still like him. The only character who ever actually got on my nerves is Gilbert/Edward, but I've gotten used to him over the years, especially like in the 3D version, where they retune a lot of things a little bit. He's a lot more useful in that one, and I like him a lot more. me with Alisei and Alphenade in Final Fantasy XIV. This is my boy failure son and girl failure daughter, and I would kill to protect it. Honestly, yeah, that is kind of how I feel about Palinforum. We don't talk about PSP Edward still as useless. Unfortunately, that doesn't surprise me, because from what I've heard, the PSP one seems like it doesn't do a lot of the experimental stuff that the 3D one does. I like the 3D Final Fantasy IV because like it does experimental things, but they're not experimental things that undermine the things I like about the game, like the original. It's a lot more like, you know, comparing Pokemon Red to Pokemon Fire Red. You know, it's not like Final Fantasy VII to Final Fantasy VII Remake, where it's just a completely fucking different game. Edward is only good in Final Fantasy IV the After Years. I have not played far enough into After Years to actually get to that part. But I would believe it because I do want to actually play all the way through After Years at some point, because like the parts of it I played, like yeah, the story wasn't fantastic, and it was kind of annoying how a lot of the dungeons and stuff were just reused assets from the original Final Fantasy IV. But I did like a lot of the new characters that you get to play with, and I liked how those new characters how they interplay with the characters that you already have in ways that like make it so that the characters who you remember from Final Fantasy IV, they feel like they have new roles in battle, even though they're still fulfilling the same job archetypes. But because they're being placed in situations with these new original characters, and the new original characters have very different roles from anyone from the original game, it feels like the context has shifted enough that they feel like you're doing different stuff like that. I thought, like, the little bit that I played, I did think it was fun. The moment you save over the save file completion and gotta replay the chapter you saved over. Oh no. Isn't the After Years supposed to be bad? The After Years is not great because it was originally an episodic mobile phone game that was definitely made as a cash grab. So it's a lot of reused assets and a lot of like padding. But like, despite that, like obviously the people working on it did care and were trying to make as good of a product as they could, despite, you know, the corporate mandated bullshit that they had to shovel in to pad it out and the bullshit asset reuse. But like, there's new characters in it that are very charming. I like she's not really a new character. She does technically show up in the original Final Fantasy IV, but I like the character of Luca. I like her design. She's very cute. I like Helka and Brina. Like, I thought the things that they did were very cute. FF4, the After Years 3D was rough and just broken. Well, that's unfortunate to know because that's the only version on Steam. So that's the only version I have access to right now. Because I was buying the episodes on the Wii back in the day, but I unfortunately did not manage to buy all of them before they took the Wii store down. It was free on the PSP. That's how I played. Yeah, because it comes bundled in the PSP collection. Do you have to beat Final Fantasy IV on the PSP one to play After Years, or are you able to just jump into After Years if you have the collection? No. So you can just jump. Okay, that's good to know. In that case, I might try playing the PSP version, because I think it's like, A, I could just emulate it, and B, I think I can think the game shop nearby has a used PSP. I could probably buy one pretty cheap. Puzzle. It is time to heal the old racist grandpa. Yay! Everyone else is doing pretty good. I love local video game stores. There's a local video game. There's a used video game. It's not local as in like literally in the town I live in, but it's, you know, it's not a chain, and it's, you know, me and my friend went a couple towns over to go there, and they have so many like amazingly interesting imports. The one that I bought the time that we went over there was the original. No, don't do that. It was the 90s. The 90s PC release of Final Fantasy VIII. So I bought that one just so I could have it as like a display item, because obviously I'm not going to try installing like 90s version on my PC. I already have the Steam version, you know? But I was just like, oh my god, this box looks so cool. I want that. And so I was like, I want that to have as a display. And like the great thing about like imports is like, because Japanese people take such good care of their stuff, like these like used games from Japan, like complete in box with all their stuff, is like a fourth of the price of what it costs to buy like the American classic version. So like it cost me fucking nothing to buy it. And so I got this really cool collector's item, and it cost me nothing because Japanese people are just based like that. So so I got that, but they also, the last time I was there, I saw that they have like the Japanese WonderSwan versions of like Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 4, and they actually have a WonderSwan. So I was like, I might actually buy a WonderSwan, because that's so fucking cool. I've never, like, it was literally the first time I've ever actually seen a WonderSwan, or seen what a WonderSwan game looks like. Like, I've never actually seen them before, but I might buy it. How much money do we have? We still don't quite have enough. I think it was 8,000 gil. I'm still so mad about the fact that in 2012, I tracked down a copy of Xillia in Hiroshima while I was on my study abroad trip, only for the English version to be announced a week after I got. Oh no! You don't just buy a WonderSwan? I might. Chulip? I do want to play Chulip at some point. The other game by the Rule of Rose team. Very different from Rule of Rose, obviously. Buy and play a Wonder Song. Fantastic idea, and also a video game. Didn't I get Wonder Song? I think that's on Steam. They do. I bought a 3DS for $100 from Japan. Yeah, I know, it's wild. Like how cheap you can get used like video games and video game consoles from Japan with like all of their box, their book, everything that came with it. And it's always dirt cheap and always really well taken care of. Like, I have Final Fantasy 4 and 5 for the Super Nintendo complete in box, the original Japanese versions. And neither of them cost me a damn thing. Like, they were so cheap. I didn't buy it because I'm like, this is such an amazing collector's item. It's going to make me so much money in the future. I just bought it because I'm like, ooh, pretty. It's pretty and it cost me fucking nothing. I love Japan. Like, it's wild. Why does America suck so much? All right. I send my friends around Japan to find me things. Okay, depending on how much you are expecting of them, I mean, just don't be a dick. Don't be taking advantage of your friends. I want to go to Japan again so bad. I know, me too. I really want to go to Japan. Oh, shoot, I didn't get a notification. I'm sorry. I also started late. You don't have to feel bad. I overslept. I guess if nothing else, that experience was a learning experience, having to use my Japanese to try to talk to a store employee. The one time that I did go to Japan, the only times where I ever had to shop for myself, like where the person who was like hosting me wasn't with me while I was at a store, they were all times when I was in Tokyo. And so like all of the shop people were at least familiar enough with English that I didn't have to worry too much. Okay, we got enough. So now go find that little island again. There we go. Poor clerk did not know much English at all, so I had to use all my Japanese 201 knowledge. I mean, if you were able to do it, then that means you were able to accomplish. I don't agree with you, Onyx. I do not feel like it sounds like Quest 64. I can kind of understand where you're coming from a little bit, though. Like, there's one instrument in it specifically that I think was also sampled in Quest 64. I had such awful understanding of Japanese, and my brother was convinced at how Japan worked through misinformation. So it was such a bad time when I realized I could just be my Canadian self. Yeah. It's like, your brother from what I was told of your trip, your brother definitely bought into a lot of things people say about Japan that, like, there is some truth to what they say, but it's like really exaggerated. And like you said, it really is just easier if you go into it with the mentality that, like, oh, this is like Canada. Like, you know, where, you know, as long as I'm not being an asshole, like, as long as I'm not actually legitimately being an asshole, you know, Like, people will understand if I fuck up and they'll correct me, but they'll be polite about it, and I'll apologize, and then they'll apologize for correcting me. So, like, it's very, very Canadian exchanges. uh, I was able to figure out the directions he gave me. Because, like, Hiroshima is a major city, but they're still not on the level of Tokyo of seeing foreign. Yeah, that's understandable. There are a few, like, bigger cities in Japan where they still don't see very many tourists, so, or very many foreigners in general. So, like, there's not a lot of infrastructure for handling that kind of thing. So even though Hiroshima is one of the English knowledge was still not common, so I couldn't fall back on English, and because I was studying abroad to learn Japanese, I didn't want to. Yeah, I mean, that also makes sense. After it clicked with me that rules are Canadian unspoken rules of being polite, it was so much more comfortable. Yeah, like, genuinely, that is really what it comes down to, is it's just, you know, like, obviously Japan has its customs, but they also understand that their customs are their customs. And so when people come there and, like, they do something wrong, but it's obvious that they just don't understand, they're like, yes, they will correct you, but they're not going to be an asshole about it. They're going to be very gentle, and, like, as long as you're receptive of it, and as long as you demonstrate that you understand, like, I am the foreigner here, like, this is your home, and I should be doing things in a way that is respectful to you. As long as they can tell that you understand that, like, they're not going to be a dick to you about it. Generally, Japanese people understand we don't know their custom. Yeah, exactly. When I think of Quest 64, I think of much high and sharper notes than this. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I feel too. I feel like a lot of the music I remember from Quest 64, it's all very sharp. If you make an effort to learn and are receptive to them telling you how things work, you're doing better than most foreigners. Yeah, exactly. And most Japanese people will be appreciative. Like, I remember, like, one of my very first memories in Japan, like, after I was, like, getting off of the plane, I wanted to take a picture of something in the airport, and a security person just came up and was like, excuse me, you can't do that. I was like, oh, sorry. And he was like, no, it's fine. Just please don't. Like, it's just, anytime that they ever have to correct anything, that's how it is. As long as you aren't an asshole about it, they're fine, and you will be fine, and everyone will get along fine. It's one of those things where I really don't understand why people struggle with it so much, and why people think that Japanese people are assholes, because it's really not fucking hard. And let's sell his old one. Shashin o toru koto wa dou desu ka became one of my most used phrases in Hiroshima. I once punched a British guy on top of our mountain for yelling, I flew ChatGPT. I got into the habit of asking if I could take pictures. I mean, that does make sense. Like, after that point, I was mostly spending my time with, like, a host family. So, like, most of the time, I could just rely on them to know things. there were a few times where admittedly it is kind of funny um to say, but there were a couple times where like even though the host family was all native Japanese people, they're a, they're a bit unconventional in terms of Japanese people in some ways, because like none of them are particularly spiritual, like even when it comes to like Japanese traditions and customs. So like when we went to a shrine, there were a few times where like I had to ask things like, is this the proper way of doing it? And like they were like, I'm gonna be real, I don't actually know. Just because like they don't visit shrines very often because there's just not the kind of people they are. So like they were like, honestly, I don't know if we're doing this right. To a shrine and they were just twerking. Thankfully, nothing like that. That would be wild. Let's save. Wrong button. Especially because my main special interest in terms of Japanese culture is religion and folklore, especially Shinto. Yeah, see, that was what like the first thing that happened was that like they were like we went to like, you know, the thing where you like wash your hands and stuff, and like I was doing it and I was like, I hope I'm doing this right. And then he was one of them was like, because I was there with like the guy who I knew directly and his father. His mother had stayed home that day, and the guy who I knew the most directly was like, I'm gonna be real, neither of us know for sure either. So that, and then we were going through, and I had my phone out and I was taking some pictures, and his dad was like, "Ah, you're being like a real tourist," and like you're like I can't remember the exact wording he used, but basically just being like, you're having the real tourist experience, you know, of like taking a bunch of pictures. And I was like, yeah, I hope that I'm not, you know, taking pictures of anything that I shouldn't be. Like, I hope that if there's something that I'm not supposed to take a picture of, that there's like some kind of sign around to like let me know not to do it. And his dad, after having just been like, you're having the tourist experience, his dad was like, I'm gonna be real, I think they're just happy to have people spending the money to fucking come here. I was like, okay, I hope that's true. All right. I want to see what's in this little island over here. God, that's so real and so good to hear. Oh, damn it. Can we not land here? Oh, this might be something where we have to come back with the land speeder once we get it. I don't know if we can land on this tiny little patch of grass. Can I get it? Can I get it? No? Ah, damn it. I don't think I can actually land on it. Oh well, in that case, I'll stay over here so that I remember that we need buy more of the equipment from this place. This place seems like it has some fucking good ass equipment with it all being mithril and stuff. We got all the weapons we need from them. And as far as the armor goes, how expensive is all that? Yeesh. That won't be too bad. That'll be a little bit more bad. That'll be the worst. At least it's only the 2 of them that need that stuff. I might actually do the level grinding for this stuff off screen, just so that I don't have to waste everyone's time with it. But also, yeah, I think one way to make it more okay, spend money at the shrine. Yeah, basically that's what it came down to. If you ever feel weird about going to a Shinto shrine, 1, just be respectful, and 2, just spend money. Just give money in the offering box and buy an Omamori. Yeah, and they'll be glad you came. A good tip, I would say, is to be confident and calm, and it won't be as awkward. Imagine yourself in a scene. Yeah, I think honestly the thing that is the hardest is just like not worrying about it so much, because if you like, you'll just make yourself more stressed than you need to be. Like, you don't, like, being confident doesn't mean that you are unwilling to listen to people when they tell you, hey, don't do that, you know? Like, you can not be stressed while also being receptive to people when they ask you, like, hey, don't do that, or say, hey, you're supposed to do this first, or anything like that, you know? Easiest way to blend in most places in Japan, be quiet. Yeah, that's another thing, which thankfully for me it's weird. Like, when I talk, I have a loud voice, but I'm also pretty good at just genuinely not wanting to talk very often, so a lot of the times I just kind of quiet. Also been mostly focusing on work. Haven't commented on now officially Team Grumpy Old Men and 1 twin. Yeah, like I said, like, all of us are adult men, but it's like we got the 3 grandpas and then Cecil. Which, like, to be fair, when you look at this portrait of him, he doesn't look that much like a twink, but when you see his actual character design, he's a Yoshitaka Amano character. He's got that fucking lip liner. He's got that, you know, he's got that eyeshadow. He looks like he's Vampire Hunter D, but white instead of, not white instead of black. That sounds like a different thing than what I'm trying to say. He's like non-goth Vampire Hunter D, you know? Being very perspective and sensitive kind of often comes with anxiety. Yeah, that you gotta balance it. You could pass for a golden. Okay, anyway, thank you for coming to my shorter I guess it is still an hour and a half stream, almost an hour and a half. So we still went for a pretty decent amount of time, even if I did start an hour late. But yeah, I think I'll do the rest of the money grinding off screen so that I don't have to bore you guys too much. Did you hear Kazuma Kaneko is an AI bro now? Oh no. That's so sad. That unfortunately doesn't surprise me too much, though, because there's, I can't remember her name, but there is a female mangaka who has been a very prolific mangaka for a very long time. A lot of her artwork has been very influential for a very long time. I really like her art. And she, unfortunately, has kind of become like an AI art bro. And it's really unfortunate to me because, like, I really love her, like, especially her traditional art. Like, it's not even her digital art. Like, she does like really beautiful, like, pen and ink and watercolor stuff, and it's like really gorgeous. But now she's like, I fucking love AI. It lets me do everything that I've always been doing, but so much faster. And I'm like, I get liking the convenience. but it's like you have a style. When the thing that people love about your art so much is your unique style, and then you start using a medium where you have so little control over the style and everyone's output looks exactly the fucking same, it's such a shame, you know? But anyway, thank you for joining me. I will see you all next time. Bye bye.